Good evening, YouTube. You guys are now watching Meta Monday, presented to you by TheCaliEffect. I know 2 weeks ago I talked to you guys about Heavy Storm and Mystical Space Typhoon. Now we're going to be talking about Effect Veiler and Maxx. Now, Effect Veiler first debuted in Duelist Revolution. And when it first debuted, I believe Chaos Plants was out. Effect Veiler was a monster. It was stopping Trish. It was stopping junk synchrons. It was stopping everything good. It was the only answer to, the only safe answer to cards, as back row would either get negated by Sheen or heavy stormed or typhooned. I mean, it was ridiculous. Effect Veiler's price also shot up. Seeing that, I believe its highest was $60 for ultimates, around 20 to $40 for ultras, and so on. And the rares that came out in the Yusei pack didn't really help, as they were 15 each themselves. Effect Veiler overall is just a good card. It's only seen a small decline in one meta. Overall, it impacts how people play the game. But we're going to talk about that after we finish talking about Maxx. Now, Maxx was debuted in Storm of Ragnarok. I can never say that right, or however you say it. Maxx was underlooked for a good amount of time, and it stayed under the radar as, like, I believe a $5 card at most. And then I think it was a regionals or it was a YCS. Somebody played it and it was just too good to let go. It shot up to, I want to say, 50, and I think that was cheap, but it was a very expensive card for a very long time. And basically, what it does is you discard this card. Every time your opponent special summons, you draw a card. That's the gist of it. Now, let's talk about them in the meta sense. Maxx is best where decks spam. Period. Any deck that special summons at least once, you can break even with Maxx. So it's never really a bad choice to have in your deck. It's when do you want it to be a maximum choice. Now, if your meta is full of Gravekeepers, you're not going to be able to get the maximum choice of Maxx in your deck. You'd rather go with Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler is discard this card, negate the effect of an opponent's monster. Now, if you're in a slower paced meta with more effect-based monsters, i.e. if your locals are filled with Gravekeepers, Rabbit, a lot of those Girgi, a lot of little tier 2 deck, Effect Veiler will shine very hard compared to Maxx. Seeing that Effect Veiler will get rid of their main effects, their big combos. Maxx, on the other hand, if your meta is filled with Elemental Dragons, Six Samurais, decks that just love to special summon and give you the best hands possible, Maxx will shine. Now, the biggest thing about them is that I would like to call these two cards hand traps and put them under the category of unknown unknowns. I know you guys heard that from the Boondocks. Now, the reason why I call them unknown unknowns is because you never know when your opponent has them. You could be la-di-da-di-da-di-da, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. The opponent's like, fine, I'm waiting for Bitbait. I'm going to keep my Effect Veiler in hand. You go into Draco Sack, detach for tokens, they go Effect Veiler. And now you're like, okay, right now I have a 2600 beater. And then they back it up on their turn with a group of monsters or their combos to get over your Draco Sack and then start pushing for game or pushing for some insane combos. Now, you never know when Effect Veiler is coming. You can count a breakthrough skill. If your opponent sets a face down and he's playing Elemental Dragons, more than likely it's a breakthrough skill. Or Erat. You never know. Sure, it could be either or. But you look at your opponent's hand, as long as they have at least one card in hand, it could be an Effect Veiler. It will jump out of the bushes and say no to your effect monsters and sometimes make you neg. Speaking of such, Effect Veiler is a neg himself. I can't, providing unless you're Effect Veilering a Doom Caliber Knight, you're losing a card to negate the effect of a card. Granted, the monster isn't going away, and granted, the monster's effect probably will win the game. Or do something instrumental to the game or change the game state. But that's the exact reason why Effect Veiler is so good. Maxx, on the other hand, God, I hate and love this card with such a passion. I don't know where to start. You discard this card, you draw. If your opponent is in a situation where they have to allow you to draw more, then you're going to plus so hard off this card. Anything after that one draw is just pot of greed status. It's just amazing. But let's say your opponent activates Monster Reborn, and you discard Maxx, and they summon who knows what that wins them the game. Maxx did not help whatsoever. Maxx did not do anything. Effect Veiler for that monster probably would have been better. And that's where you get iffy about Maxx on. I mean, as long as you have Tragodia, that people say he's a perfect combo with Maxx, then you're fine. But in this state of the meta, I think it's almost necessary to run both evils. Mainly because Maxx is going to get you the draws, Veiler is going to get you the stop. They almost balance each other out in the same deck. Really, furthermore, they're just overall good cards. I've never had Effect Veiler in my hand in Negged. I mean, and just had it sit there. Maxx, yes, I have. But I've never had Effect Veiler. And when Maxx does go off, you typically plus, or you put your opponent in a position where, okay, I won't exceed. And then you can just do all your plays. Thank you guys for watching the Cali Effect. Please like, comment, subscribe. Enjoy Meta Mondays. And enjoy your Memorial Day. Thanks for watching.